Hey guys, it's JP554731 and I just got finished completing the Metal Gear Rex from Kotobukiya, and it's in 1 to 100 scale. Now this kit has around 20 runners, but the runners themselves aren't very big. I'll show you the manual. The buildup is pretty straightforward. You can see here that they included a parts chart, and I initially thought that the blacked out areas were the parts you needed, but it turns out it's the white parts that you need, and then the blacked out parts that you don't need, blacked out runners. Now the first couple of pages, let's see, all of the parts up till number 16 is all the like all the leg parts, and then from big number 17 on till big number 23, it's all the spine and the head, which you can open and close to reveal the cockpit with liquid inside. And then from 24 on to until 20 or 30, you get the back portion, and the back portion is where you're gonna connect the radome and railgun. Radome on the right side, railgun on the left side. And then from 31 till 37, you have the portion that connects the lower legs, the head, and then the back portion. And then from 39 till 49, you'll be building the railgun. And then from 50 till 52, that's the radome. And then I'll show you connecting the radome to the back portion, the railgun, and then the radome. And then you even get a little stand. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the figure itself. Now, before I move on to the review, I want to have a little disclaimer that I do build other model kits, and mainly master grade Gundam models, and those, when making this kit, I was kind of disappointed, and that might be because I was expecting more from a $60 kit as opposed to, like, you know, the master grade Delta Plus or the Rizel, which is transformable, and they retail for around 4,000 yen. And I was comparing those kits to this kit, which is really unfair because the production is probably most likely a lot less for this kit, so that's why it's set at such a high price point. And I just wanted to let you know that. So, moving on. Now, Rex is no slouch. It's pretty articulate, but you'll find that it's pretty flimsy. Well, what I meant was that a lot of the parts love to fall out, like this hip shield, and this especially. But I want to note that I might have cut off a piece that wasn't supposed to be cut off. Like there's a little indentation here, so look out for that if you're just starting to build your Rex. There might be a piece that you don't cut off. Also, there's also these parts here. You should probably glue those on because they come off so often and really pisses me off about this kit. Now, if you've played Metal Gear Solid 4, you'll notice that the railgun is not in the game because in the story they take the railgun, and I'll not go into that because there's some spoilers. But in Metal Gear Solid 1, if you played that game, you have to use Stinger missiles to destroy this thing. This is the radome. This is how the missiles lock onto you. And once you do that, you get into the next part of the game, or the boss battle, and the hatch opens because Liquid can no longer home onto you with the missiles, so he has to home or shoot at you manually. And those missiles, the anti-tank missiles, can be opened like that. You just have to take your nail, go to the corner, this corner right here, and then push it down like that. So both knees have anti-tank missiles, and also there goes another part that comes off fairly often. Here's some more anti-tank missiles in the back. Just click it on like that. Click on it to open them, and the other side has them as well. So that's another weapon that Rex has. There is also another weapon that you can use. If you've played Metal Gear Solid 4, there's a big fight between Rex and Ray. You can use his Vulcans, which are located near his eyes, but you can't really see them. And the final weapon that Rex has in Metal Gear Solid 4 is, of course, the laser. And you can charge it up, and then I don't remember how many levels you can charge it up, but you can rotate it 360 on the figure. You'll also want to note that the claws, which are used to step on a Cyborg Ninja in Metal Gear Solid 1, they come off really easily because there's only one pin holding them in, so you want to note that in case you lose these parts. Or actually, just in case you don't. Just in case, I'm letting you know so you don't lose those parts. And there goes another hip shield. Yeah, I find this kit really frustrating, even more so than the Delta Plus, which is transformable and it's known to be floppy. And yeah, that's what pisses me off about this kit more than anything. And you can see that there's hydraulics, or fake hydraulics, in the legs. And this is how Rex moves. In the game, he extends his leg out so that he can move forward. And here is a stand so that he's more stable when on his legs. They're on both sides. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? How flimsy he is, or how many parts can fall off of him. Also, the polycaps in this kit, you're gonna, once you put them on initially, you'll think that they're really loose, or really stiff, I meant, but you'll have to break them in, and they'll be just fine. But like the Bandai kits that I usually have, they like to snap into place when you put in the polycap, the joint into the polycap, but these kits just, they just fit in there and they don't snap, which was kind of, it's weird. It's, but I guess it's just different. And let's see what else. The hip joint, you can move almost 180. And here the neck can move that way and you can nod. And then there's the spine here, which you can also move. The rail gun, here's the connection to the rail gun, and you can move that joint as well, and then you can move the rail gun 360. I wouldn't know why you'd want to, but it's just there. And you can move the radome side to side, and then independently from this here, and then you can move that side to side as well. And then you can not move the radome 360. So yeah, you're gonna want to glue this kit for sure. If you do plan on painting it, you should. It's recommended. But let's go ahead and move on to the sitting mode. There's some articulation that I forgot, but here on the lower, the foot, you can move it like that, and then you can move the lower half of his leg like that, and you can move the back portion, which holds the rail gun and the radome side to side. Now to put him in the sitting mode, you're gonna want to take these and then put them back here, and then slide the legs in like that to hide the hydraulics. And then you're gonna want to take this portion of the spine, slide it up, and then collapse the head down like so, and have the cockpit open, so you'll have them. Yeah, this is really frustrating. So yeah, there's his sitting mode. Not quite sure where this happens in the game, but it's probably when Rex gets destroyed the first time, or when you're fighting on top of Rex. Now this kit has a lot of detail to it, and I just wanted to point that out. There's some inner frame, like I know how I said in the unboxing that I didn't really like the gold that they used, but I think I'm kind of warming up to it. I really like a lot of the hydraulics that they put in, or fake plastic, and in the legs too, like those and that. And there was one more thing that I liked. I liked how they included a stand with this kit, and here it is. They could have opted to make it all clear, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. That probably drove the price up. And what's cool about Rex is that you can take this and slide it out, and that's where the plastic, the clear plastic goes in. You just insert it in there and then it'll click, and then you'll have Rex standing up, with some effort. Now when you're not trying to fight the kit and have forcing everything to stay on and stay put and putting things back together, it should look like this compared to the McFarlane Metal Gear Ray. And I don't know what scale the Ray is, but it looks pretty close. And if you do have the Ray, you can make a diorama out of it, which is pretty cool, like Rex vs. Ray from Metal Gear Solid 4. And they include some figures. They included Cyborg Ninja with the rail gun, fist, hand thingy, mobobber, and another when he gets stomped on by Ray, and then another figure with Solid Snake with a stinger. And I guess this is the part, you can make the part where Snake is saying like, no, it's no good, I can't do it, when Liquid's about to stomp or is about to kill Gray Fox. And of course, already inside the cockpit is Metal Gear, or in Metal Gear Rex's cockpit is Liquid Snake. So yeah, I hope you got something out of this review. I enjoyed this build. It was sort of half and half. It felt a little bit like a chore to do this kit because all of the parts falling off, but that can easily be remedied with glue. And also, I'm gonna have to put some more effort into this kit, as I'm gonna have to disassemble it and then do the camo scheme. And all in all, I thought this kit was pretty good. I just thought there could have been more gimmicks, and again, like I said before, I'm comparing this kit to master grade kits, which isn't really fair, as their production runs are much higher and they're lower in cost because of it, and they're more gimmick oriented. So the Metal Gear Rex doesn't have as much inner parts, like you can't explode, like you can't take off some of the parts and then have inner frames sticking out like master grades. And yeah, I felt really good about this kit and just didn't agree with the $6,000 or 6,000 yen price point. Also, the shipping was 5,000 yen, so you might wanna. I had some other things in the package like Rockman and D-Arts Rockman and some candy keys, Legend Set 3 from Super Sentai, and uh, when shipping this kit, you might want to keep that in mind. Just ship the kit alone through Sal, and you'll probably spend close to 2,000. And if you're asking Ami to ship it, make sure to tell them that not to pack too much paper in it, because they overpacked mine, and I think that's what accounted for a lot of the weight and the higher EMS shipping price. So again, this is JP554731, and I hope you got something out of this review. Please subscribe, rate, and comment, as I always appreciate those. See you guys later.